Hey guys, it's me and the cutest puppy in the world coming at you from Casa de Bijou. Um, Here's the deal. I said I would video blog today, and that's what I'm doing. I'm actually kind of dressed today, and my hair is done because I had to do a callback, which I'll get into probably later, but like on another one. But for this one, let's just keep on task. I said that I would talk a bit more about San Jose, and that's what I intend to do. One of the things that's kind of weird is like if I talk about my life on the road, then sometimes it sounds like I'm throwing people under the bus, and that's not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to let you guys know what life is like for me and maybe a little bit of why I'm the way I am. So here's the deal. San Jose was super fun. I had a great time all weekend. The only thing that got on my nerves was like the last day, the Sunday show. My feature ended up going over, which like the thing that got on my nerves about it is I'm a comic too, and so I know how it works. And sometimes you're wrapping up a bit and you go like 30 seconds or a minute over. And since I'm a comic too, that's not something I'm gonna trip on at all. But when you ask the sound guy where you're at in your time, and the sound guy says you're at your time, that means you're done. Like, don't go into another bit. I mean, like, I don't always close the way I want to close either. But the fact is, when you're done, and it's time to get off stage, right? And so, if you do that, then I feel like you're being disrespectful. And I know that people would say, well, maybe it was just maybe nothing. I'm a comic too, like I said. Sometimes I have to leave the stage before I want to when I'm featuring. I haven't featured for a while, but sometimes I feature and sometimes I do guest sets. Like a lot of you met me when I was working with Joe Coy. And Joe Coy shows, I would rock those shows. And that's why Joe brought me along. See, because I'm the same way. Like, I learned that from Joe Coy, I will tell you. About, like, I didn't run my time, so Joe never had to talk to me about that. And I wouldn't mind if it happened once, but I've had to talk to this particular feature about it 3 times now, which, like, technically 3 strikes, you should be out. And that's kind of the way I felt on Sunday night after the show, because I don't like people upsetting me, I mean. Because, like, here's the deal. When I was working with Joe Coy, I would rock those shows and it would be great. And that's what Joe liked, was to, like, have that energy, have someone actually do really well. I'm the same way. Some comics don't want you to do too well in front of them because they feel like it makes it harder. Me, I'm a wave rider. I feel like you do really well, the opener does really well, everybody does well, and then it just makes it easier for me. People are expecting a good show, they're already having a good show, and so then all I gotta do is close it out. But, like, I will tell you honestly that headlining does kind of suck. I mean, like, it's great, the money's great, and I'm not complaining about it, and it's not a woe is me, but it does kind of suck that you get the check drop spot. That's something that happens when you're headlining. People laugh pretty hard for the rest of the show in my shows, so, like, you could say they're a little bit laughed out, but, like, I don't worry about that, to tell you the truth. I always feel like there is always more laughs, more energy. But it's one of the things some headliners complain about, so I'll throw it in there. And then there's also the fact that sometimes people get really drunk, especially at my shows. So by the time you get on, sometimes they're pretty drunk. And somebody that was like fun and just a little buzzed during the feature set has now been drinking for 30 more minutes. And so now I've got to deal with this drunk for 45 minutes, which, no offense, audience members, if you're that drunk, I love you. I love you coming to my shows. You buying drinks is kind of how I get paid. So I'm not sweating that. But I'm just saying, I'm the guy that has to deal with your drunk ass. So, my point is, the support shouldn't make it any harder than it has to already be. Like, openers, know your time. Do your time. Features, do your time. That's it. And then, like, like I mentioned when I had to do it. Like, when I said a lot of you met me through Joe Coy. I had to always just wrap up. And sometimes you feel like, oh, that wasn't as big of a laugh as I wanted for my closer. Too bad, you're done. Oh, I didn't realize I was running out of time. Too bad, you're done. It's just the way it works. And then when I worked with Gabriel Iglesias, because some of you met me or saw me that way, when I was working with Gabriel, those would be short sets because Gabriel has so many of us open for him. So then you're doing 7-minute sets. When you're doing a 7-minute set, you just gotta pack it in and get it done. And it's like more like arena, or I don't even know what those venues were called, but they're huge venues. And the clock is on the floor and it tells you, it countdowns your time, counts down your time. And so when you're done, you're just done. And it does cost people money if you're running late. So my point is, I still haven't 100% decided what I want to do. Because what the other thing that people have to remember about me is, like, a lot of my shows now, the venues are nice enough to let me pick my support. So I pick my opener, I pick my feature. So I pick people that I know aren't going to give me a headache. That's the way I do it. You know, I mean, like, I pick people that already know how I work, because I've always been big on people sticking to their time. At open mics, I'll be a little more forgiving as long as I'm not running the open mic. But, like, you know, that's your business. What you do is what you do. You want to conduct yourself in that way. That's 100% you. But, like, when it's my show and I'm bringing you along as a favor to you so that the club can see you so you can possibly get more work, then just do what it is I need you to do and don't give me any headache at all. Because if you give me a headache, you run your time, you do any of that stuff, I begin to feel like maybe you think I like you better than I like me. And that's not really the way I come at things. So that lets you guys know how I feel about support running their time. And other than that, San Jose was great, and I do like my feature because I think he's really funny. I think he's really original. I think he's really great. And if he'd like to, he can leave a video response to this, because I know he's going to end up seeing it. And this is all stuff that I have said to him, and I would say to him again. I'm not trying to, I didn't put his name in this, only because I didn't want to throw him under the bus that way and have you guys be like, oh, let me look him up and that kind of stuff. But if you were there, you know. If you're my friend, you know. So, like I said, he's definitely going to see this. I don't mind if he wants to respond. I don't really care if anybody wants to respond. Let me know what you think. Maybe you think I'm a raging bitch, and you could be halfway right, but whatever. Anyway, come here, Bijou. Say bye to everybody. We'll see you guys later. We're going to get out of here. Mwah. Kiss. Bye.